Welcome, everyone. It is absolutely great to have the Environmental Horticulture Advisory Committee here with us today. Let's just jump right into today's explainer. We're going to be digging into some really impactful data and looking at proposals that directly affect our region's environmental horticulture landscape. Keep in mind, our focus today is entirely practical and honestly incredibly optimistic. We're talking about how to perfectly align our horticulture training programs with the immediate, boots-on-the-ground needs of your local industries. You all are on the front lines, whether it's landscaping, urban forestry, or nursery ops. And we want to make sure the workforce pipeline is built specifically for you.
Now, I want to start with a number, 3,700. According to our regional labor market information, that is the current annual undersupply of horticulture workers in our area right now. Every single year, we are short 3,700 qualified people. But look, I don't want us to view this as a crisis. Let's reframe it. This is actually our absolute greatest opportunity for collaboration. Think about it. That's 3,700 opportunities to change lives, to fill your specific job vacancies, and to build a rock-solid, highly skilled workforce right here in our own backyard.
So here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll unpack the regional workforce gap, pinpoint those high-demand careers, check out some really flexible training pathways, and then wrap up with how we can partner together to ensure mutual industry success. All right, let's dive straight into part one, the regional workforce gap, and really understanding our local demand. The pressure points out there are pretty undeniable. Take landscape construction. We're seeing a massive demand of over 2,500 annual openings just across the South Central Valley and Southern Mother Lode regions. Contractors are constantly telling us they have this intense ongoing need for installation crews, especially people who actually understand hardscape and irrigation setup. Then you look at landscape maintenance, which has a steady turnover of supervisors and entry-level folks. And in the nursery sector? Just in the Merced metro area alone, we've got over 5,000 workers actively employed in nurseries and greenhouses. We are literally in one of the most nursery-dense regions in all of California, and that steady local hiring pipeline totally reflects that reality.
But here is the real kicker, the crucial point we need to address today. There is a massive mismatch between educational completions and your actual job openings. Public agencies, landscape contractors, school districts, you guys are practically shouting from the rooftops that you need trained staff. Yet, as a region, we are severely underproducing qualified workers. We are leaving so much economic potential on the table. And honestly, more importantly, your operational efficiency is taking a hit because you just can't find enough folks with those solid foundational skills.
Which brings us to Section 2, high-demand horticulture careers, and where exactly those jobs are. If you look at the trend across our top 3 target jobs, landscape maintenance tech, nursery and greenhouse tech, and irrigation tech, something really stands out. These roles offer highly competitive wages, especially once workers pick up specialized skills. For example, nursery and greenhouse specialists around here are seeing recent job postings hovering right around $53,100 a year. Irrigation technicians? They're pulling anywhere from $18 to $30 an hour, depending on whether they're public or private sector. You know as well as I do, these aren't just jobs, they're real, sustainable careers for people in our community. And we really have to zoom in on one very specific necessity the data is screaming at us right now: irrigation and water efficiency. Look, drought and strict water regulations in California are fundamentally reshaping your industry. The labor market data makes it crystal clear that things like controller literacy and irrigation troubleshooting, they aren't just nice-to-haves anymore. They are absolutely critical specialized skills. Employers are urgently looking for specialists who can install, program, and repair drip and spray systems so we can actually keep landscapes alive while hitting those strict water management targets. So how do we fix this? Let's move to Section 3, flexible training pathways, and how we're building that bridge. I want to introduce you to the primary solution we've outlined in our materials, the non-credit horticulture program. The philosophy here is incredibly straightforward, but it's a total game changer. It's tuition-free, it's fast, and it takes a skills-first approach that directly aligns with what you need operationally. We're not talking about trapping students in years of academic theory before they even pick up a trowel or program a sprinkler clock. This is about giving them rapid, accessible, barrier-free entry straight into the horticulture workforce. And the progression we've planned is totally seamless. Step 1, students knock out non-credit micro-certificates in highly targeted, useful areas, like irrigation basics or nursery operations. Then Step 2, because they've already built up that confidence and those core skills, they transition super smoothly into a 17-unit credit certificate of achievement. And finally, Step 3, they can go on to complete an Associate of Science in Environmental Horticulture. The beauty of this is that at any point along this timeline, they are highly employable. They get the exact skills you need tomorrow while still building towards advanced degrees for their own long-term career growth. To make this even clearer, let's look at the non-credit basics right alongside the rigorous credit pathways. The non-credit side, those boots-on-the-ground basics, covers crucial stuff like job site safety, proper tool usage, plant ID, basic potting, and sanitation. It's the immediate, hands-on, practical stuff. And that feeds perfectly into the credit pathways like your plant science, landscape construction, and nursery practices courses. So that non-credit foundation ensures that when you hire an entry-level worker, they already know how to show up and operate safely and effectively on day one. Okay, moving on to our final piece, Section 4, Partnering for Industry Success Through Contract Education. The contract education model we're proposing here is pretty exciting. It is explicitly designed for city and county parks departments, school districts, and larger institutional facilities. We're talking face-to-face, hands-on instruction. And the best part? It's completely flexible. Seriously, whether your team needs a half-day safety refresher or a multi-day deep dive into urban forestry and tree care, the schedule is built entirely around you. We can host it right on campus, or our instructors can actually come directly to your job sites, customizing the training based on whatever your teams are struggling with that very week. So, ultimately, what does all this mean for you, the employers on this committee? Well, it translates directly to your bottom line and your operational peace of mind. It means significantly improved skill readiness and vital safety awareness out on the job site. It means you're spending drastically less time onboarding and retraining every time you bring on a new hire. It guarantees consistent, standardized foundational training across your entire staff, fully documented internally. Basically, it transforms a disjointed workforce into a highly efficient, cohesive team. Which brings us to the most critical question we want to leave you with today. The gap is clear. The jobs are sitting there waiting. The pathways have been built, but they only actually work if they reflect your reality. So how will your organization partner with us today to shape the scopes, the schedules, and the pilot offerings for the future workforce? What steps are you willing to take to help us close that gap of 3,700 workers together? Think about it. Thank you so much for your time, your invaluable insights, and your continued dedication to environmental horticulture.